Have you ever seen a card online and just had to figure out how to make it despite there be no directions or instructions of any kind? Hello and welcome to Karen's Creative Cards on YouTube. I am Karen Hashik and I fell in love with this pattern, and with the help of some dies I own, I was able to recreate this lovely heart made out of scraps cut into triangles. I saw the pattern in a large board of cards and I played with the design to make it my own. So here's the card that I ended up with, and all of these are created with triangles. I use the Concord and 9th Pinwheel quilt top dies. There are two squares like this that cut a bunch of triangles. Of course, it's beautiful for making pinwheel quilt tops dies, pinwheel quilts, but I was looking for something that cut triangles and squares, and here is a template that I drew. So each one of these is a triangle. And so you can see that, here's two white together. And if you take a screenshot of this, and then those lines should be able to help you to recreate it. It's 4 squares by 4 squares. And then it's just a mix of red and white triangles. And here's the card again. So of course, all the cards that I share will be on my blog, and links to the blog post and products featured are in the description box. In my search of my dies to try to find patterns I found on Pinterest, I found this die that I hadn't used very much at all, and it's a Studio Katia dotted square frame die, so I could easily make a bunch of squares. And here's a card that I found on Pinterest too. It's a classic sketch, and it uses the colors positive and negative sides with just some squares there, and I really like the way that one turned out. Now there are links also in the description box to all the inspiration cards that I found. So if you wanted to go to the original board, although like I said, this was just one of many in a large board of cards that had been posted. So here's another card I made with a Pinterest inspired idea, and squares cut and then put in a rainbow assortment, folded in half, and I just popped them up to make that rainbow assortment there. I thought that was kind of fun. And then the die that I used on this one again was this one here, and that cuts a frame. So I used the frame also, and then on the inside, because I had this piece here that looked like a tic-tac-toe idea, I did XOXO love you, and you can challenge the person you give this to play a game of tic-tac-toe. So I found another pattern online, and I'm going to use my scraps again, and I'm going to make a 3-color heart with them. So once again, I'm using triangles cut out with the dies from the Concord and 9th set, and this is the template that I drew after I looked at the card that inspired me. So I am going to create this heart using 3 different colors. And first I'm going to take a piece of white cardstock, and I've drawn a line so I know exactly where the center is. Now I wanted my piece to be 4 by 4 3/4 to fit the card base that I'm going to make. So this halfway inch is 2 inches, and this halfway inch is 2 3/8, and we're going to start right here. I have my colors that I'm going to use. I have color A, which is silver, and then I have color B, which is red, and then I have color C, which is black. So we're going to just follow this pattern, and we're going to start in the center. So we have here there's an A, and on this side we have a B, and we'll work on each side individually and just follow the pattern and create this beautiful heart. So I have a color A, which is silver, and I am going to use glue to glue these down. And on this pattern we do want just a little bit of the of white in between each one. And then we want a B. I really like that these are stitched. That to me just adds a really fun highlight. But of course, if you don't have stitched triangle dies, you can simply take a square, cut a square, or a 1-inch square, or 1.5, whatever you like, and cut them in half, and you've got your triangles. So as you can see, I'm following the pattern, so I put a B on there, and now I want a C, which is the black. I think this would be really pretty to try in all sorts of different colors, but I want this edge to be here, and so we want to keep it kind of even, white border in between each piece. So this is a C. Next to that, I'm making like a diamond there, as you can see. So it's like this. And then A is silver. And B is red. So once again, keeping a white border. This side of our pattern is done. And then I think I will put a B here underneath the silver A. Of course, with the liquid glue, you have a little time to move it. And then next to it, we want a silver one. It's like putting a puzzle together, but forming a pattern. And then we want C, which is black. I need to get my glue going again here. So we have half of our heart completed, and you can see how that's going. I will stop it, finish it, and come right back. So our beautiful 3-color heart is done following this template. And again, the link to the card that inspired me is in the description box. But now I decided I'm going to put mine into a bridge card. And I wanted my bridge card to fit into a 5x7 envelope. So I have a piece that's 8.5 by 5. And we're going to score it at 1 and 2 on both sides. And then the piece that goes across the bottom is either 1 by 6.5 or 3/4 by 6.5, depending on how wide you want it. I'm going to do the 3/4 because I don't want to cover up. This is going to be in the center. I don't want to cover any of this up. But I just decided a bridge card would be a fun way to present this. And of course, you probably know that bridge cards will fold flat to mail. So you just fold down on one side and the other side is flat. And this is going to fit into a 5x7 envelope. So we're going to score it at 1 and at 2 inches. And then because I have a smaller scoreboard here, I'm just going to flip it, and I'm going to do 1 again and 2. And those measurements, you know, you can make bridge cards of many sizes, bigger or smaller. That's up to you. So this is going to come up, and this is going to go down. And this is going to come up and down. And now we have our bridge card ready to be decorated. This piece here is going to go in the center of that inside piece. And I want it even on the top and the bottom and on the sides, and then this is going to come up. Now these pieces on the side here are 1 by 5, right? Is that what I said? 5, yeah. So I have cut some heart stitched hearts using a die from Cat Scrappiness. And these are a little longer than what we need, but I am going to just put this here and there, and then I'm going to trim them off. You could put another one on the inside there too, but it barely shows, so I'm choosing not to do that. But you could if you wanted to. So I'm going to cover this side here. I like how the stitching gives it texture, but not necessarily like popping it up like an embossing folder would do. And so trim this off. You can see that I already added a square to the back here, and that's where I'm going to write a message. I figure this would make a beautiful anniversary card or a wedding card. And I just thought that 3-tone heart, 3-color heart made out of triangles was just so beautiful that it inspired me to create this card. So the bridge card is going to stand up, and then what makes it a bridge is that you put something across from one side to the other, and I am just using a piece of vellum, so it's kind of see-through, but it's a thicker vellum. And I'm going to put it, I have a glue dot on there, so I'm going to line it up there. And then when you attach it, it's important that one side be flat and one side be folded. And this is how it's going to go into the envelope, so that is the way that you want that to lay. And I have another glue dot here. I don't know if I put that on in the right place, but we'll find out. Hope so. Okay, so I'm going to do this and then attach that and then trim it off. Now this is thicker vellum, so those glue dots don't show too much, but I thought just in case, and also just because it was kind of fun, I have some punched hearts here that are gonna go on the ends here using another glue dot. And then I have a Layered Forever sentiment that is from Gina K Designs, and I thought that would be pretty on the vellum bridge. And I have some two-sided tape on the back here to attach it with. There. So Forever is going to go about there. Unless that's crooked. No, not too bad. Okay. Alright. It's down anyway. So our bridge card that features that beautiful heart that we made with triangles made out of scraps is done. It stands up for display. It lays flat to mail in a 5x7 envelope. We have some hearts here and a pretty sentiment and our 3-tone triangle heart there and a place to sign on the back. Now I had great fun creating these cards with scraps of paper, and I hope my cards inspire you to give some of the ideas and products featured a try. Have some fun soon creating and then send some of that joy out into this world.